Hello everyone, I'm Robert, and this is a playthrough of Dragons of Etchinstone by Joe Klipfel. I made a full review of this game if you're interested, where I share my extended thoughts on it, so I'll leave a link to that. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna play on the table. The designer made a tutorial video himself where he plays on his hand. The game is designed so that you don't need a table. I go back and forth between playing on a table and on my hand. I typically prefer the table personally, so I appreciate that I don't need to play it on my hand if I don't have to. So that's how I'm gonna do the playthrough. All right, and like I said, I'll leave a link to his playthrough if you prefer the hand version. So first thing you need to do for setup is you're gonna grab the action cards, which look like this, and you need to make sure that they're oriented so that you see that number 2 on top. Okay, you have to if you want to play this on a table, you have to be acutely aware of the orientation of the cards, all right, so that you don't lose track of that because it could ruin the game. So now once you do that, I'll shuffle them in a second. You also have to pick a dragon to go against, so it's going to be the last boss, the last encounter, all right. And I've picked the yellow dragon. There's a red, gray, and blue dragon as well, and they're all on this card right here. But we're gonna go against the yellow dragon for this one. And then there's a region card, okay, and it also has 1, 2, 3, and 4, all right, levels. So you're gonna start at region 1. So you can think of them as dungeon floors, all right? So once you go through all the 4 regions, leveling up and upgrading your cards, you're then gonna go against the final boss. So I'm gonna shuffle the action cards, okay? And then I'll proceed to draw 4 cards, okay? So with these 4 cards, I have to play 3 of them, all right? I have to play 3 of them so that I can beat either a journey, which the bottom row has journeys, and then the top row has monsters to fight against. So depending on the card that you see on top, it'll tell you which one you have to face. In this case, it tells me here, so none of the other information matters, just this one right here, okay, when you leave this stack on top. So it tells me that I have to face the 3rd journey, okay, which would be this one right here. So I'm gonna, there you go, okay. All right, so then if I wanna succeed in this journey, I have to have 11 movement points, all right. So to do that, I have to puzzle with these cards, figuring out if I can reach that amount. Now, if I reach the full amount, I don't take any penalties. But if I reach less than half, rounded up, it's going to be pretty bad. I don't even get any rewards. But the bare minimum, I need to try to reach half of that 11 number, rounded up. So that means I need to have a 6 movement at least. So I do have a couple cards here that provide me movement. That's what these values are. You can use them for combat, which are the shield and swords, or the boots, all right, the boot. That's for movement. So first, I have to play a leader, and I think I'm gonna go with this. So that's gonna be my leader right there, all right. Then I need to play a ether card, which is it's a color card. So the ether card, when you play a card as the ether card, it serves 2 purposes. It provides its color, and then it provides the initiative value. Now for journeys, which are the bottom row, initiative doesn't typically matter, all right. There's an exception to that later, but typically the initiative only matters when fighting enemies, okay. So I'm playing this so that it provides its gray color so that I'm able to use the higher movement value here. And then let's see, I'm just gonna provide this one for the booster. I have to, even if it doesn't really make a difference. So what this 3rd card does is it provides the boost value. This is the booster card, so it can provide that +2 right there, and you can add it to the initiative, or you can add it to the movement or combat value. All right. Now, in this case, that would add up to 9. So 11, I don't reach it. So what happens is, if you don't reach the full amount, you take a penalty. In this case, it's that number 2 right there. It's time. So you have to discard the top 2 cards of the deck. Okay, so the penalties, this is the penalties phase. You have to take the penalties before you upgrade your cards. Now, because I dealt I dealt movement equal or more than half of that 11 value, rounded up, it means that I do at least get that 4 experience you see right there. So I can use that experience amount you see right there to upgrade my cards. So I'm gonna upgrade this one since it costs 4. Now, when upgrading cards, you have to be mindful, because later on, when you face the dragon at the end, there are certain types of attack based on color that it's stronger against, that it can defend against. So you have to be mindful when choosing which cards to upgrade, because it's going to have a big impact in the final battle. All right. Now, I went ahead and I upgraded this one. You can see the cost to upgrade it. So I gained 4 experience. And there's the 4 cost to upgrade it, and it tells me to flip it. So it goes from 2 to 3. So that's it. So now this is an unused card. You don't have to use all 4. So you draw 4 cards and you have to play 3. Now, there are certain circumstances in which you're gonna use all 4. All right. But for you, the player, typically discarding cards is a bad thing. You wanna be able to use your cards as efficiently as possible and as much as possible before you go through the deck. Okay. So I'm gonna discard these cards. I'm just gonna put them off camera. Okay. And then, so that's it. I went through the penalty phase, I went through the reward phase, and now I'm just gonna go to cleanup. So I have my unused card, and I'm gonna draw until I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Okay. And now, that's the new encounter that I have to face. Let's see. So it's the enemy, which is this call number 2, which is this fellow right here. All right. So this guy has 11 health. 4 initiative. So now initiative matters because I'm facing an enemy. All right. He'll give me 7 experience if I succeed, and he has 2 red attack and 1 red shield. So let's see how we can puzzle this. Okay. Now he has red shield, which is really unfortunate, because I could try to use this red attack. Now, here's what happens. So if you choose a leader card, that'll provide this value that you see here in the middle, right? If you play a red card, you are forced to, if it matches, you are forced to use that right there. Now, I could use the neutral one. You can always use the neutral one, but it's typically lower, all right? But there are times where it actually does end up being useful. So let's see. So I need to deal. I can't reach 11 with this hand of cards that I have here. So I also have to beat the initiative, because if I don't beat the initiative value, he'll deal damage because of initiative. So if I don't deal full damage, he'll attack. If I don't surpass or equal the initiative value, he'll also attack. So he could potentially attack me twice, and that will be a lot of damage. So here's what I'll do. Let's see. So I'll provide this as the leader card. This will be the ether card, providing the red color and the 3 initiative. And then, let's see. So I have to think carefully here of which card I'm gonna leave for next turn, because I could, let's see, gray. So I already used 2 gray cards. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and yellow. I already used a yellow card. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and use, I'll use a yellow card, all right, for the booster. So remember, the booster, all you care about with this 3rd card is that booster value right there. So that value, I can add it to the initiative or to whatever value you use from this. So I'll add that to the initiative so that it's more than his 4 initiative, okay? So now he's not gonna deal damage to me because of initiative, good. And now I have dealt enough damage so that at least I gain the experience, but it wasn't enough to reach the 11 value. So I do have to take a penalty. I do have to take 8 damage, all right? So that's 2 red damage. And by the way, because it's red damage that I'm dealing, he has a red shield. Now all enemies have a shield of some kind, and the only time that you subtract it is if your attack matches the color. So this fella right here, he has 1 red shield, so you're gonna subtract that from the 8. So I'm dealing 7 damage in total, which adds up to more than half of. So again, in order to gain the experience, you have to either deal full damage or half rounded up. Okay, so that would be, I have to deal 6. So 8 minus the 1 shield, that's 7. I deal enough, so I'm gonna get the experience, but I didn't deal full damage. The only time you don't take damage is if you deal full damage, okay, to the 11, and you also surpass the initiative, but I wasn't able to. So so I have to take damage. So first, penalties. So I have to take damage, 2 red damage. So now that's when these shield values come into play, all right? So I have to downgrade a card, and if it doesn't soak up enough damage, I have to keep downgrading cards until all of those 2 damage are soaked up, okay? So I'll just go ahead and downgrade this card. Now, when you downgrade a card, it's not eligible to be upgraded later, all right? So I'll just put this here. Now, this was my unused card, all right? I haven't used it yet. This will be for later. So this is my unused card. This is my downgraded card. And now I proceed to my rewards. So he gives me 7 experience. I can, unfortunately, I could try to use the experience to upgrade multiple cards. However, all of my cards cost 4 experience to upgrade, so I'm only going to be able to upgrade 1 of them. So what I'll do is, let's try to improve my next turn by flipping this to this side. So I'm upgrading my unused card for my next turn. Okay, so now we proceed to clean up, discard this, and I'm going to draw the next 4. Okay, let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this is telling me that, again, the only thing you care about here is this. I need to face enemy number 1. So that'll be this guy right here. So he has health 7 and initiative 8. That's what I care about right now. Let's see. 7, okay, initiative 8. Oh, I think I might be able to pull this off. Hold on. Oh no, I don't think I can. Shoot. Oh, actually, I might. Nope. It looks like I'm gonna have to. What you want to try to do with your hand is try to not take any damage at all. So sometimes you draw hands that let you. Other times you're still gonna have to take damage before you gain the experience. So let's see, initiative. I don't think I'll be able to both beat the initiative and deal full damage. So I'll have to pick what I want to do here. I want to leave some flexibility for later. So this card is flexible because it allows me to do either. So let's try to save that for later. So let's do, let's just do, I'm going to do the neutral attack because this doesn't match the color. So leader, ether, aka color, okay? Now this doesn't match the red, so I can't do the red one. So I get to do the neutral action. And then this is going to provide 6 initiative. It's too short to reach the 8 initiative. So now I'm going to have to take damage there. And now, okay, so what I'll do is, actually, so I'm going to use this boost. This is the 3rd card. It'll provide its boost value to the initiative. So, okay, I'll beat the initiative and I'll deal enough damage. So 7, half of 7 rounded up, so 4. I have to deal 4 damage in order to gain experience. but he'll still be able to attack because I didn't finish him off fully. So, but I did beat the initiative, so he doesn't get to attack twice at least. Now, because this is a neutral attack, neutral attacks are impervious to shields. When you use the neutral part of the card, the neutral value, the shield doesn't matter at all. So now let's get to the penalty. So I take 1 damage. Let's see. Let's take the 1 damage here. All right. So when you downgrade a card, it's not. It doesn't qualify for leveling it up. Okay, with experience. So now I took my penalty. Now let's proceed to gain the experience. So that's 3 right there. I could upgrade one of these 2. They cost 3 to upgrade. I'll go ahead and upgrade this one. All right. And now we proceed to clean up. Okay. And now we can go ahead and draw up to 4. Okay. So now this one tells me I have to take journey 4. All right. Okay. So now this one, it has a gray value of 10. Now you might wonder why is the movement value of these journeys have a color. Well, if your movement action matches the color of the ether, so this one is gray and you're going up against a gray, right? If it matches the color, you can double boost it. You can provide it the boost value of the unused card and the boost card. So you get to boost it twice, basically. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, in fact. So I'm going to provide the adapt. You have the value there, and it lets me choose. So 7 movement. Initiative doesn't matter in this case for journeys. And then you have the boost value 3 plus the 7, that's 10. So I already bid it. I don't even have to take advantage of that. The fact that I could have boosted it with this as well, because this color matches this, the color of the action. But keep that in mind. Don't forget that if you get the correct color here and this matches the color of the movement, you can boost it with the unused card. So I would have been able to bring it up to 12, right? So I have 12 movement versus the 10 needed for the journey to succeed. So it provides me 3 experience. So let's go ahead and upgrade one of my cards. Let's do the gray one. Let me double check the dragon card. So it has shield against, so it has yellow and red shields. Okay, so I want to pay attention to that. So in that case, I want to upgrade this one, 3. So cost 3, it tells me to flip it. Okay, there we go. So it's been upgraded. And again, be very attentive of the orientation of the card. All right. So that's it. Once you reach the last one, you're going to be required to draw 4, right? But if you can't, then that means that you move on to the next region. Okay. So I'm going to gather the discard pile. Okay. And I'm going to shuffle these. And then we're going to move on to region number 2. First, let's go ahead and make sure that we shuffle the action deck. And be very careful, again, with keeping the orientation of the cards correct. And I'll go ahead and shuffle. And once we're done shuffling this a bit, we're then going to move on to the next region. And all we have to do is we're going to rotate this so that it goes from number 1 to number 2. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and draw our hand of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have to face journey 3, and that's gonna be this right here. Okay, now we got a symbol here. Okay, so as you upgrade your cards, you're gonna start seeing these symbols more and more, all right? And what they do is, if you look at the rulebook, there's a challenge phase. So it indicates that your encounter is going to be affected in some way, all right? Now, in this case, it's a storm, which means that you take as much damage as you do the time penalty this encounter. So I really have to make extra sure and try my best for that not to happen, because it's going to be pretty painful, all right? So this just makes your encounter more challenging, okay? So let's see if we can get out of this one. So I need to, so this is, if I do well, this will give me 5 experience, but I might have to end up losing 3 time, which you just discard cards from the top of your deck, basically. And I need to reach 11 movement. Let's see. Well, will you look at that? So we got 11 yellow. I got the yellow color here, okay, to get that. And, well, I mean, this is up for grabs at this point. I don't... let's see which one I should keep. Let's keep this one. Let's so I got 5 experience. All right, let's upgrade this. Okay, and now we discard. There we go. So that was easy this time. Let's see if I stay that lucky. Okay. So now let's do. Let's draw up to 4. So that was no penalties, thankfully. So I just got my reward, my 5 experience, and now we go to cleanup. I draw up to 4. All right, and now we have to face the same one. Wow, whoa, you look at that. Let's see. Now there's no extra challenges. All right, so we're good. And let's go see. 9 blue movement. I need to reach 11 once again. Oh, and I forgot to mention last time, because it was yellow, I could do even more than 11. Remember, when you have yellow, when your movement matches the color of this, you can boost it by the unused card. So I forgot to mention that, but important to keep in mind. It'll help you. If you keep an eye out on that. But we have 9, and I have to pick one of these 3 these 3 blue cards. I think I'm gonna go with this. Actually, not this and this. Yep. So 9 blue movement. So leader, ether, color, and the booster. So it's gonna bring up the 4 plus that. So that's 13 movement. More than enough to beat that. So we got 5 experience. Let's see. You know what? Why not? Let's just be extra sure that if we face a bad guy next time, an enemy, that we beat it. So we got our rewards, no penalties again. So I'm feeling good about that. Now let's draw up to 4. Let's see. So this time we have to face a guy or fella, big bulky fella over there, 4, and he has 13 health, and it'll provide me 7 experience if I win. Now 5, we have 5 initiative. Let's see. So this is looking good. All right, so 13 damage. Okay. Now he doesn't have red shields. Remember, the shields don't matter unless your attack color here matches that. So I'm gonna definitely be using the red attack, because I'm gonna provide a red ether. So you have your red ether card. So leader, ether, and booster. I actually, yeah, I'm doing really good here, because I don't even need the booster for this one. 5 initiative versus his 5. If it's a tie, I win. So he doesn't get to attack because on the initiative side, and I deal full damage. So he doesn't even get to attack at all. So I don't get a penalty again. So now let's go ahead and get to my rewards. 7 experience. Let's see. Let's keep this on a roll. So you can upgrade the same card multiple times. Okay, you can't downgrade the same card more than once. Once you downgrade a card, that's it. So now I'll spend 2 out of the 7. I have 5 left. I spent 3. And I have 2 left, but I can't really use it for anything, so I'll just waste it. That's fine. This will be my unused card that will be kept for next turn. So that's it. Now we go to cleanup. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he has a symbol here. Let's look at what that means, all right? So that's freeze. I would have to discard this unused card, which means I waste time. Remember, the more cards you have to discard from your hand or use or discard from here, that's bad for you. Like it means that you have to reach the boss faster and less time to upgrade your card. So that's bad. Now, if I had not, if I take damage from initiative, okay. If I don't reach enough initiative to beat him and I let him do damage through that, it would force me to discard this card, okay? So I would have to draw a new full hand of 4 cards and not get to use this next turn. So keep an eye out for these symbols. This one had it, but it didn't affect me this time. Okay, so now I have my unused card and I'll draw up to 4. Okay, let's see. All right, now we have enemy number 3, and we have a symbol here. Let's see, an icon. Hazard. Lose 1 time for each time you take damage. So, yeah, basically losing time, remember, it just means discarding from here. So when it says each time, it means if I take damage from initiative, it's not how much damage you take, it's how much times. And remember, you can take damage twice. If you don't beat the initiative, and if you don't deal full damage, your enemy attacks those 2 times, and the attack will be equal to the attack number you see there each time. So, so I have to face this guy right here, and if I'm gonna have to discard a card for each time they deal damage. So let's see. Okay, so we're facing this guy right here. Okay, 15 damage. We're definitely not gonna be dealing 15 damage against this guy. So what we can do is let's try to beat the initiative, okay? So we have, let's do this. So 3 against his 2 initiative. So we beat him on initiative. Remember, the ether card provides the color, so it's providing gray. So I'm getting this right here, the higher value. We need attack. Oh, and actually, oops, I forgot. Okay, hold on. This guy has a symbol, slow. It's the little turtle icon. It means that I can use movement as attack, but unfortunately, I don't quite reach it yet because I need to reach 15. That's a lot. Because I could have tried using this movement, but I don't have a yellow card to get the ether value. All right, unfortunately. So, but keep an eye out for that icon, the turtle icon. It lets you use movement as attack. Okay, but let's see. So yeah, so we're gonna have to disregard that. It's not. We can't go that route this time. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the plan I had originally. So leader card, ether card is gonna provide its gray color, which will give me that attack. And then let's see, initiative 3 against his 2, which means he's a very slow enemy. So I beat his initiative, and then I need to provide a boost, but I don't think it'll matter because since he'll be dealing damage because I didn't deal full damage myself, so he'll be attacking back, and it's gonna make me discard, which means I'm probably not gonna be facing another encounter because there's if I draw a full hand of cards and there isn't a card left here, it means the region is over. So I don't think it'll matter which one of these I leave. And they both provide 2. So let's go here. Okay. So 7, I'll provide the boost value to the attack so that I deal, I need to reach 8 damage. 15 by half, rounded up. So I need to deal, yep, I need to deal 8. So now, so I deal 9, that's enough to at least get my reward. But he'll attack back because it wasn't 15. So let's see. And the initiative, he's not going to attack because of initiative, because 3 versus his 2. Higher initiative wins. So, all right, now, let's see, first penalties. So he deals 4 red damage. Now, if I had a red shield, if I had a shield that matches the color, it would defend double the amount that is printed on it, okay, against attacks that match the color. But all of my shields are neutral except this one. This one's blue, but his attack is red, so it doesn't matter. So I need to soak up 4 damage somehow, and I think that what I'll do is, let's reduce the ice wall, and then the determine march. And now I get my reward, 8 experience. So I'm gonna rotate this card, 4 experience right there. Now I have 4 experience left. I'm gonna upgrade this card, flip it. There we go. So I got my rewards, and now I took damage, so I have to discard again because of this peril here. Hazard, lose 1 time for each time you took damage. So I took damage actually twice there. You know what? Let me look that up in the rules. That's a good question. Let's see. Is it each time or might be hazard? Up to twice. Yep, I was correct. Up to twice. Once for initial and once for combat. Okay, yeah, so I only discard 1 card. But again, it doesn't make a difference because, so I have my unused card, right? And now I try to draw up to 4, but look at that, we run out. So region is over. So again, we're gonna keep an eye on the orientation of the cards. We're gonna shuffle them, and we're gonna move on to region 3. Okay, let's see. So region 3. Okay, and now I draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we need to face enemy 1. This big fella. Okay, so we have, let's see, the 17 damage. I don't think that's happening. Oh, well, maybe it is. Look. Oh, that might be happening. Okay, so I think we finally get a chance to fuse cards, okay, because we haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I want to get that red damage, right? Now I don't have any red cards. However, if I have 2 cards that are the same color, I can fuse them so that one of the 2 in front become the color I want. All right, so here's what I'll do. This will be my leader card. I want that red damage, that's a lot. So I'm gonna choose this one, which has the highest initiative, put it in front, and then I'm gonna put this one behind it. This means though that I'm not gonna have an unused card at the end of the turn, okay? So this does mean that you're going through your deck faster. Keep that in mind. That's the one caveat. It gives you the color you need, but you're going through your deck faster. So remember that. But 13 damage, 6 initiative, and because I tucked this, I'm fused them, it's giving me the red color I need. And now for the booster, dang it. Well, it wasn't 16, sadly, but that's fine. So we're gonna soak up the damage. Let's see. We're just off by 1 because I saw this value here and I got excited for a bit because 4 plus the 13, I thought I could have pulled it off, but it's okay. So now let's see. So we're gonna have to take damage because I deal 16 damage. Now on the initiative aspect, I got him bit, 6 against his 5. No initiative damage, but 16, just off by 1 point. That's sad, but okay, let's see. First penalties. I take 3 neutral damage. Now, well, gray damage. not neutral. Okay, because black is neutral. Gray, if I had a gray shield, that shield would defend twice its value against his attack. What I'll do is let's reduce this by 9. Let's see, 9. Yeah, let's reduce this. So 3 against his 3, that's the damage right there. So that was my penalty. I can't level up that card anymore because I already applied damage to it, and now I get 9 experience to spend. So what I'll do is, let's see. So I'm gonna level up this card twice. Let's see, 1 from 1 to 2, costing me 1 experience. So I have 8 experience left. This cost me 3, 5 experience left, and I'm gonna use that 5 remaining there. This one says rotate. There we go. All right. So I've got my rewards. So now I'm gonna put these aside. And now I used up all my 4 cards, so I don't get because of the fuse that I did, fusing the cards. So I don't get an unused card. So I draw up to 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we're gonna go to journey 1. But we have another peril symbol. Let's see. Night travel. So I have to subtract my initiative value from my booster. So remember earlier when I mentioned that when doing journeys, initiative doesn't matter with an exception? This is that, okay? So essentially what you want to do is you want to choose the initiative card to be really low versus the boost card, you want it to be really high, all right? Because you're gonna subtract the initiative from the boost value, so it might counter it. So let's see. Now let's see. So that's 1. So there you go. Now let's see. So that's 14 blue, and I don't have that. That is unfortunate. Oh, and we have another symbol here, and sometimes these can stack. Okay, let's see. Icon steep, increase the journey movement point by the unused card's boost value. Well, that's really bad. That's really bad. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. So sometimes you have the option of going another way. All right. So if you don't have good odds and you don't get the best hand to deal with the current threat, what you can do is you can try to you can discard one of your cards and discard the top card of your deck to see what else you can go against. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do this time. So I'm gonna keep this card for sure because it's pretty flexible. This has a high boost value, and then this will provide me the I'm gonna have low initiative though, which will suck, but it's okay. So this is the card that I'm gonna choose to discard from my hand. All right, and now I'm gonna discard this one and see if I have better luck. Okay, so now I'm going up against journey 2. All right. Okay, so now we have 12 red. That's a bit better. And now we don't have the knight symbol and we don't have the steep symbol. So much better. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Yep, so much better. We have gray for the leader, this card for the leader. Ether, so it gives me that high movement value. So you can choose either or. I'm going to choose movement. And then the booster, 4. So 13. More than enough to reach that. So no penalties, thankfully. And now we have 6 experience to upgrade cards. 6, let's see. What should I upgrade here? Let's do this one. Okay, there's 2 that I can't do anything with, unfortunately. So that one's fine. All right. Okay, so now we draw up to 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we have 3 Journey number 3. Okay. Okay, so journey number 3. And let's see. So no peril symbol here, but we do have an icon here that's bad for us. And this one is treacherous. So it says take 1 damage if it's not a complete victory. Complete victory is if I reach that movement point amount or higher. Okay. Remember that you can reach half rounded up and you still get experience. But if it's not full, I'm going to take 1 damage, which is bad. So let's see. I have to reach 10. And I think that's doable. Maybe. No. Oh no. Oh no. Red. It looks like it might not be doable. I might be taking 1 damage and losing 3 times, which sucks. Let's see. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here, but it's not looking good, sadly. 5 experience. No. Yeah. I don't think I'm missing anything, but yeah. Okay, so I am sadly gonna have to take some damage and lose some time. So let's see which card I want to keep in that case, because well, if I want to get a reward, I was trying to keep this card for later, but I can't reach half of that 10 red with any of these cards. So I'm forced to use this card. I was trying to save it for next turn, but I don't think there's enough cards left here for me to have another turn in this region anyway. So let's see. So leader, ether color, so gray, which gives me that higher value. And let's see, I guess that doesn't matter. So okay. So let's see. First, penalties. So first I lose 3 times. 1, 2, 3. See? No cards. So there's not going to be another turn this region, so it doesn't matter what card I keep for later, for unused card. And then we have, because I didn't reach the full amount, I have to take 1 damage from the treacherous symbol. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's see, treacherous, 1 damage. What should I? Now, I could damage, because when a card reaches level 1, you can't damage it any further unless you can use it to defend the 2 up to 2 damage, but then you get rid of it for good for the rest of the game. All right. So your turns will be shorter later, you'll have less cards at your disposal. So I could deal damage to these level 1 cards, but I can't downgrade them any further, which means I lose them forever. So let's avoid that. So I'm going to take the 1 damage here for the ice wall. And now I get to my rewards, 5 experience. Let's see. 4, why don't we flip this adapt to rotate this adapt. So that's 4. I have 1 left. Let's rotate this here. Okay, there we go. So that was my rewards. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to region 4. So let's go ahead and shuffle this. Now we're gonna flip this to region 4. Let's again, being very, very mindful of the orientation of the cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're gonna be facing enemy 4. Let's see. Okay, so now he has. Okay, so he doesn't have any special icons, but he has 2 types of shields. So depending on which attack you do, if it matches one of those colors, it'll defend against it. Okay. So let's see. 17 damage. That's rough. And I can't match it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to try something else. Let's discard a card. No. This is bad. This is really bad. But I'm gonna have to try my luck. I can't beat it, and I'm gonna take a lot of damage. So, because I can't, like, I want to get that 11 value, right? But I don't have gray, and I don't have another card that shares a color to fuse. Remember, I could try to get the gray color I need, but no cards to fuse. So I'm gonna have to try something else. Let's see. So I'm gonna keep these. I'm gonna discard this one and discard the top and see. Ah, oh, oh, God, that's the pain. That's painful. Okay, well, that did not work. Okay then. What do I do here? Kind of boned. Either way. Yeah, I wish he had the slow icon at least. You know what? If I pull off a journey, for one of these two, for this one specifically, I have a bit more of a chance. So I'm just gonna YOLO it. YOLO. Okay. Let's see. So we're going against this guy now. Let's see if we have a better chance. Okay. All right, so now I have 2 cards left, which means I don't get a booster. So this didn't work either. So I can't. So I'm just getting a triple host here. So this just did not work out. Okay, so I'm taking initiative damage and normal damage. So 3 and 3. I basically just have to downgrade these 2 cards. So this 3 damage and 3 damage there. So yeah, to 2. This goes down to 2, and this goes to 3. Okay, well, better luck next time. Let's see. Refresh. Okay, so I'm facing number 3, Journey, and that's 12, and looks like that's doable. Now we have a peril symbol here. No special symbols here, but we do have a peril symbol here. Storm, take as much damage as you do time penalty. But it looks like we're good to go because we're gonna be able to reach that 12 movement point value we need. So let's do 10, 12. We already faced 2 enemies, so I'm estimating that I'm probably gonna face another journey later. So let's see. Okay, so we have leader, ether, yellow. So I get the 11 movement plus 1. That's 12 movement. I reach the exact amount I need. So I don't take a penalty, and I go ahead and gain my 5 experience. Let's see. I'm gonna upgrade. Let's upgrade this card. Yep. Okay. All right. So there's my unused card. Let's draw up 2. Four. And we're gonna be facing enemy number 2, and maybe I can take my revenge on this guy. He really did me dirty earlier. And we have a let's see, we have a peril. So that's hazard. Lose 1 time for each time you take damage. I don't think it'll matter because that deck is looking mighty thin. So I don't think losing time will matter, to be honest. But let's see if I can get my revenge against this guy. So 10 initiative. That's rough. I don't know that I'm gonna be beating that initiative value, but I need to do 9. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure this one out. 9 damage. 9 damage. And 10 initiative. Oh, and he hasn't, by the way, I didn't bring this out last time because I was so screwed it didn't matter, but he has a symbol. It's ranged. It says I take initial damage automatically unless I discard my unused card. Now, keep in mind that you don't have to discard it immediately. You discard it at the end of the encounter, all right? You don't discard it right then. It's just that you don't get to use your unused card next turn, basically, which means that you're going through your deck faster, which means it's bad for you. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have... can I reach 9 initiative? Damn, this is rough. I just don't think I can reach the 9. So I'm gonna be taking at least 1 damage anyway. So let's just do the 10 damage, whatever. Like, I'm not... oh wait, hold on. Ah, God, it's just so close. Oh wait, can I? No, it's just I just by 1 again. Just getting host just by 1. If I added the booster to the initiative, I will get 9 initiative, but he has 10. It's just too much. And by the way, he has red shield, but thankfully this is still enough. So 10 against his 10 red damage minus 1 from his red shield. That's 9. 9 against 9. I deal more than enough damage, but I take initiative damage regardless. So that's 3 damage. Now what I'll do is let's soak up the damage here. Should I? Hold on. Because this could defend double against his 3. So yeah, screw it. It defends double. Oops, no, that's the wrong thing to do. I almost messed that up. So I'm downgrading, not upgrading. So downgrading. Okay, so this soaked up double. So 4 against his 3 damage. Okay, now I upgrade rewards. 5 experience. Let's upgrade 5. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really have much of a choice. I'll just upgrade. So 3 and the 1. So I have 1 leftover energy that I can't do anything with. Okay, and I took 1 damage, so I lose 1 time from this, but it doesn't matter in this case because there's not gonna be more time in this region anyway. So we've reached the end of the region, and that means that we're about to face the dragon. So let's go ahead and get ready for that. Okay, so now for the final encounter, okay, which is and journey, which will entail the dragon card. Let's just get rid of this. We're not really gonna need it for the boss dragon encounter. Now, the first thing that'll happen is, so you're gonna shuffle, all right? Again, paying attention closely to the orientations of the cards. And then you're gonna draw a hand of 7 cards, okay? So this is known as the final journey. So the final journey will determine how many more cards you're gonna lose from your deck before the final combat encounter with the dragon. So for the final journey, pay attention to those values on top, okay? Now with that hand of 7 cards that you drew, you're gonna try to produce as much movement as possible, okay? And the more movement points you produce, the better, because if you produce the highest, which is possible, which is 25 here, the best, that what you're aiming for, 25, you're only gonna have to discard 2 cards from here, which means that whatever you don't discard, you get to keep to use against the dragon in the last combat, okay? So the less you discard from here, the better. So let's try to, with these 7 cards, you're gonna do 2 separate sets of action cards with the leader, the ether, and the booster. 2 separate ones, okay? And you can fuse once per journey, okay? This final journey, I can't fuse twice, only once, okay? So, but I do get the option of fusing. Now, I also get the option of regrouping, which it looks like I might have to do because, well, I'll look at this a bit closer, but let's say that you drew all of your combat cards and no no movement cards, which are crucial for this. That means that you kind of get a situation where things are inverted, where you're gonna end up with all of your movement cards here for when you do the combat, and you got stuck with all the combat cards here that are not useful for movement. So you have an option of regrouping. Okay, so if you look at the rulebook, there's our regrouping option. Let's look at that. Regroup, optional. After drawing your 7-card hand from the final journey, you may optionally choose to regroup before proceeding. And it involves 2 steps. Discard one of the cards from my hand, shuffle the remaining cards from my hand and put them to the back of the deck behind all other action cards, but in front of the region and final encounter cards. Okay? And then you get to draw yours a new hand of 7 cards. So I'm already seeing that there's a 12 movement card there that I'm leaving behind. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you. So let's discard this two. This one is pretty low value. So let's discard this one. So I'm gonna shuffle. All right. Again, paying attention to the orientation of the cards. I'm gonna shuffle. All right. Now, basically, I do this. I put it back here. All right. And then I draw a new hand of 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. So let's see. So this is a bit better already, for sure. Now, I'm going to try to produce with 2 separate sets, which I'm going to put down here. Okay. So leader. Let's see, leader, ether to get the blue value. Let's do booster. Actually, let's do booster later. Leader, ether to get the 11, and then booster. I'll get the 2 highest boosters. Now, remember what I explained earlier with the matching movement color? So the matching movement also applies here, all right? But I only have 1 unused card. But this matches that. So I get to add the boost value from the unused card as well, all right? Because this matches this, but I only get it once. So let's see. So let's add up the total. The initiative doesn't matter in this step, in this final journey, okay? So let's see, 12 movement plus 4, that's boost, that's 16. And then 11 plus 5, that's 16, so that's 32. And then plus 2, that's 34, all right? So more than enough, I beat that, so I only discard 2 cards from the top. And the rest, that's gonna be my stack to fight against the dragon. So now I'm gonna discard all of this. Okay, and this right here is my final stack to fight against the dragon, okay? And just like before, I get 2 hands. So this is what I get to fight with. And if I deal enough damage, and then after I take the attack value, depending on how much, the more damage I deal, the less he deals back. And if I survive the attack, I win the game. But let's see, so I get a hand of 7, well, it can be from 5 to 8 cards, depending on how many you discard after the final journey. You can end up with a hand of 5 to 8 cards. So I have to make the best out of this hand and see what I can do to deal the most damage possible. And there's an initiative value, okay, here. And then there's 4 yellow shield and 1 red shield. And I'm aiming to deal that highest value possible there for the least amount of damage, 29. Let's see how far I can go. So the highest attacks I have, so that's an 11 there. Let's see, red, and let's see, 8. So we got leader, ether, leader. Wow. let's say, let's just hypothetically, let's go with this. Hold on. Ether. Okay. Let's say that I go with this. So we have leader, ether, so I get 11. And then 3, so that's 14 damage there. And then we get 24 damage. So I could reach that tier right there, and then he would deal 20 damage back to me. And if I can sustain that amount, I win. Now, I also have to beat the initiative value of 13, which I don't, because I have, remember, the initiative value, you add them up from the ether card. So 1 plus 5, that's 5 initiative, not even close. So I would take 8 damage plus the 20 damage. That's 28 damage. And I can't even begin to sustain, like, I'm not even close to sustaining that amount of damage with my cards. Remember, you can only, each card can only take damage once. So this adds up to 5, 6, 12, 15. Yeah, I can only sustain up to 15 damage. So not even close. I would have had to reach 29. Now let me look at my cards again, but I don't think that this is not looking possible to me. Hold on. Let me just look at this again, but it's just not looking good, to be honest. Yeah, initiative. Let's say that I do that for the initiative, but then 6 damage. I mean, no, yeah. I'm host. I could try to math this a bit, but 13 damage. I would, no, yeah. Even if I reach 29 damage somehow, no way I reach the initiative value. So he will deal the 13. So it will be 8 plus 13, 21. Yeah, I don't reach 21, so I lose this one. Okay, but so yeah, that's why you do have to pay attention as you progress through the game. With the type of shields that you get as you upgrade your cards, because they will be useful later. If I had some yellow shields here, they would have soaked up twice the amount of damage. And if I had some more, because we have red damage, I didn't even think of that. So you have the red shield, so it's subtracting it by 1. So yeah, I was super host for this one. My cards were not prepared enough. And let's see. Yeah, there is a bit of a luck of the draw at the end too, but I think my cards were just not upgraded sufficiently. I would have not been able to beat it with these cards, I think. So I think during my run, I would have had to do a bit better before I reached the dragon. But that pretty much is it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. And thank you so much again for watching. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.